my name is Hannah and I am a UNCW Hawktail player, and we tell stories that no one has ever heard before. And the stories we do tell are non-fiction, which means they are completely true. The story I'm going to tell you guys today is how my grandparents met, and it's going to be told by my grandma. So let me go get my grandma real fast. Hello, my name is Joan, and today I'm going to be telling you the story about how my parents met. When my father was a young boy, he lived in an island called the Isle of Wight, which was off of England. His father was a sea captain for the British Army, which meant that he was gone for months or sometimes even years at a time. Now, being a sea captain, there's a lot of rope tying, so I'd like everyone to try and tie a knot with me. So, everyone grab your rope, pull it under, and then pull it tight. Great job. My father's mother was part of the Booth family, which created the Salvation Army. If anyone knows what the Salvation Army is, it is a charitable organization, and sometimes around Christmas time you can see them ringing bells for donations. Can everyone grab a bell with me and ring it high in the sky? Great job. Well, there wasn't much to do on this island, and so my father decided to sail all around the world and become a sea captain just like his father, until he finally sailed us so far to that magical place called Brooklyn. Now, do you know why my father thought Brooklyn was so magical? Well, I'll tell you. My father thought Brooklyn was so magical because there were people from all over the world. There were people from different cultures and continents and countries. He loved it. He decided to stay, which is also when he decided to join a club for different British Americans just like him called the British American Club. This is where he met my mother. Now, my mother was a lively lady. When my parents moved upstate in a place called Endicott, she was the first woman to be seen wearing shorts on the tennis courts. Can everyone grab a tennis racket with me real fast and pretend to play tennis? Grab your racket. See the ball coming? Great form, guys. Okay. So, my mother was a lively lady, as I was saying, and this was because she wasn't from America. She was from a place called the Barbados, which is also where Rihanna lives, so maybe they knew each other. Now, my mother lived with 8 brothers. You heard me right. Everyone count to 8 right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Imagine having that many brothers. My mother loved having 8 brothers. They used to rock climb. Everyone rock climb. She used to go fishing with them and catch dinner. And she even used to cliff jump. So, she did a lot of things that weren't considered very ladylike in the 1920s. When my mother decided to move to a place called Brooklyn, New York, my brothers were heartbroken. They were so sad and upset that they even decided to strike a deal with my mother. If my mother did not marry in the span of a year in being in Brooklyn, then she would have to return to her brothers in Barbados. But if she did marry and find a family in Brooklyn, then she would have to visit her brothers every year. So, deal struck, my mother decided to boat and sail all the way to Brooklyn, which is where she met my father at the British American Club. My father and mother immediately bonded over the love of the sea and the ocean and sailing, that they married in the span of 2 months. And my mother kept her side of the deal with her brothers, and they visited the Barbados every year. And it is said that to this day, every single child and grandchild from my mother and father cannot find themselves far from the sea. Thank you so much, everyone. That has been my story about how my great-grandparents met, told by my grandmother.